you to expand on what you say. So before you read in to the record paragraph 2.1, the question that you are answering here is the following. Provide details of the investigative work that you allege to have been conducting in relation to Major General. The regulation refers to Lieutenant General, but that's an error.
Okay.
So I just want to correct that for the record. It's in relation, investigative work you have been conducting in relation to Major General Feroz Khan and what prompted this investigative work. That's the first question that was posed to you in the notice.
Yes, yes.
Okay, you may read in to the record paragraph 2.1.
Okay. Indaba inje, ma'am. On the 6th of July 2025, General Mkhwanazi convened a media briefing in which he addressed matters pertaining to developments within the South African police. Prior to this briefing, General Mkhwanazi had also appeared in the National Assembly in our committee, portfolio committee, which is a standard practice that we always do. Following the media briefing, an ad hoc committee was established in Parliament to examine these matters. In conducting its work, the committee relied upon the investigative material compiled by the police, as well as documents compiled by the witnesses' statements submitted by evidence leaders and whistleblowers. It is on this basis of this body of evidence that I drew my conclusion and established the connections reflected in my submissions. It should be noted that the ad hoc committee does not possess the extensive independent investigative resources and therefore necessarily relies on the material provided to it, applying analytic rigor to connect the relevant facts and evidence presented. What prompted my submission were the serious nature and gravity of the allegation leveled against General Khan. So it started there where if you may notice them, commissioners, due to this apology, as I said, that I travel a lot and I drive myself, and you compile everything on your own. So I couldn't put everything as what prompted me. If I may, I would like to put it now on record that I'm going to be telling you exactly how I got to where I was. Because there's many factors that contribute to us focusing on this name, specifically me. On the early days of the ad hoc, we were given a chance where we submit names. And the procedure was, you'll only submit and never, most cases we didn't submit supporting statements on why are you calling this name, or evidence, should I say. But at some stage it changed to say, you must then submit inkulumo thizeni ozoyifaka to support this statement. At one stage, the name...
Sorry, when you're talking about names, are you talking about names of people who you intended to be called as witnesses? Thank you, thank you.
Uma sihlela, Commissioner, it was then on a list, if you can check General Khan's name, comes from EFF, where they had a list of 18 people. On that day, the list was submitted. We submitted names like our President Ramaphosa, and the other names were Padiachi, Moodley, and the likes. But as we continue, at that time, when the name General Khan was mentioned, I had not focused on him. I was busy on the other names mentioned by General Mkhwanazi. But fast forward later, we have a meeting, a virtual meeting, it was on a Monday at night. Lana Corner, we discussed these names. Because of time that we were given and allocated to ad hoc, we then said, no, some of the names have to give a submission in writing. Some may come in and then we question and probe these things. But we had an argument when it comes to Igama Lagababu Khan on a later stage where now the other political parties, strongly so EFF by Honorable Malema, pushes back, there's no need to call Igama Laga General Khan. Other political parties, strongly so EFF by Honorable Malema pushes back ukuthi there's no need to call igama laka General Khan. This is where now Honorable David Skosana is the one who mentions the name and gives supporting statements on why should the name be there. That drew my attention as well, because the level of business as members of MK in getting information, if I may divert a bit, Aslan, we in the ad hoc, we are not the same as here, where you've got resources, where you have investigators, security and all that. We don't have such. We only have few support staff, secretary and few evidence leaders, and that's it. So any matter you bring on the table, it's up to you as a member of parliament that you get information. So at that time, I was not privy to that information which Honorable David Skosana had, supported by Honorable Nomvalo. They punched the name. I was not supportive on that day. If you can check the video, I didn't even talk much on that day. But the level of embarrassment that was pushed on our name, I must look into this name. Why is this there push specifically on this name? It's far less than the push Ramaphosa, the president. So I said, okay, I understand with President Ramaphosa because ANC would want to protect their president. But why can't? Then later, that's when I started looking at this thing. Then I get reminded when Ubabu Skosana gives me the gist of this thing. No, let me remind you what was Khan. And I recall what I knew the name. I knew the things that were spoken about because I grew up in the SAPS. I worked there. So I would hear certain stuff about the certain generals, and what do they do. So that started there. Uma ubheka the so-called Indian cabal. Angiyaxolisa if ngizoba a bit racist. I hope I'm not sounding racist in part. The Indian cabal is then a subject ekhulunywa ngayo ukuthi iyona egcwele ku-IDEC. Now, I notice ukuthi there's a certain relationship when I connect dots between Johnson, Padiachi, Khan. I also put in Paul O'Sullivan there. Brian, is it McKnight? Not mine. Brian, sorry, please remind me.
I'm not sure who you refer
The
to.
commissioner that had an accident when he was drunk.
You are giving a terrible example, but I think you're probably talking about Mr. McBride.
So those people, Mangba Bega Mhlonishwa. Ngicela ukusebenzisa isimageba Mhlonishwa isilungu sibuye singidelay ngoba kumele ngisicabange before ngizosikhuluma, but I'll mix around. So ngaleso sikhathi leso when you check those people abaku IDEC, to me it gave me ukuthi it's a situation where for you to work at IDEC I have to have something on you so that you'll perform my duties. That's how it looked in my space. Why do I get there? Khan, General Khan, has an assault case, la bekasebenza khona, ushaya i-officer, and the case is opened. That case of an assault, iyanyamalala for isikhashana, disappears. That case disappears for a while.
Do you know when that was?
I can't recall the time, but it was early years. It's one of the rumors that we got that Khan shines or shy somebody then. Then there was that case.
Was that in the subs?
In the subs.
But
Hawks, if I'm not wrong, it was in the Hawks.
But you yourself have not seen that
No, it's
document
remember,
already.
yes, as I say to you, in the artwork, we fully rely on what you get and how you get your information, mostly media and rumors, people talking. So those things, they need a person to sit here so that when you probe those questions, you then make facts into, is this allegation or facts? That's how we operate in our side. So when you look at that matter, it is when I'm asking Umama Winnie Mandela questions in the ad hoc.
What's her real name?
Mam Johnson. Sorry. I call it that. Mam Johnson, I ask a question, you are arresting Ubab Kumar, General Kumalo. for hiring a lady from BMW. But you yourself, you were in a panel that interviewed your husband. Her response was, I was not in the panel. When my husband entered, I recused myself. Now in that panel, if there were 4, that means there will be 3 people in that panel. That's how she answers. She further says, I didn't know about this post. I asked Uguti Mam Johnson, it can't be true that you and your husband gets called for an interview and is not excited to tell his wife, today I got a call for an interview. It can't be. She says, no, Pella, that one, she told me, and then he told me, and then it ended there. I'm like, okay, let's look at this matter forward. The husband gets caught there. He gets the post. Now, if 4 people are scoring each, the other people who came for the interview were scored by these 4 people. Let's do maths. Let's say they give them all 10. These 4 people. And then husband comes, scored by 3 people. How can the numbers surpass the numbers by 4? Didn't make sense to me. Later, there was a certain heat on this issue with her. She was in the interview. Now, General Khan in the intelligence, Gubane post evulegayo. The post is for a brigadier. Indoda kaMam Johnson applies lapha kwa Khan and gets the job later. The case of assault, where Johnson was supposed to look at that case, apparently or allegedly, the case disappears. And there's no findings till today on that case, where Mam Johnson apparently should have been the one sitting on that case. That thing got my mind to focus there, number 1. We thought, okay, there's a problem here. Is this under a situation, or maybe I'm seeing it wrong? Khan needs to come and answer. We left it there. Unfortunately,
sorry,
yes.
Is IDEC not concerned with corruption? What would its involvement have been
Yes.
in an assault case?
At that time, Nami, this thing bothered me. When this was happening, who was where and what was happening, who was employed at where space. But it is alleged that Mam Johnson was the one who was supposed to be handling this case. That this assault case. I don't know, I can't get the facts now. What was the reason? I'm saying why I got interested in this thing, because of the allegations that are coming and the way they are coming. And then I look at the fact that I don't have those facts, mind. Let me further probe into this thing. Okay, what's the relationship?
Can I pause you there, Mr. Shongwe?
Yes.
You say that you posed questions to Ms. Andrea Johnson. She appeared before the ad hoc committee on the 6th of November 2025.
Yes.
And so, and are these the questions that you posed to her, including in relation to this assault case?
Due to time, in the ad hoc I only have 10 minutes. And in that 10 minutes, I must get answers and questions. So some of the questions I didn't ask, but the direction of the question was this.
Okay.
But as I'm answering here, I'm answering what prompted me to focus on Khan.
I see.
My focus was on IDEC and IPIT specifically, which it is now utilized as a weapon. Now, when that thing happened, which Mam Johnson gets umsebenzi in the intelligence, it put a question mark game, which okay, I must get this story and fully understand it, which who was where, who was working where was Johnson leading, and how did it happen? But the question mark remained, which Mam Johnson got umsebenzi, scored by 3 people. The other people who were interviewed didn't get the job, but it was scored by 4 people. Didn't make sense to me. Now, as we go forward, General Kumalo removes Khan temporarily from we position. What was that side? Just a second, Commissioner. Okay, as I'm looking, Commissioner, if I may, General Kumalo removes General Khan in the office with intelligence space from Mbuyisela back to the post which was supporting. Now, when that happens, Khan apparently didn't like that because that position is very powerful, the intelligence one. General Kumalo takes Umama Madondo, fakwa laphaya, in that space where Khan was operating. Now, you come back for me to connect these dots that I'm still connecting. It's still active on my side. General Kumalo is charged right after these things happened, where Umadondo also is charged. To me, there was a focus on that intelligence space where General Khan is operating must not be lost to them. But who charges Khan, General Khan, is IDEC. Now, IDEC charges General Kumalo on HR-related matters. In some of those video clips where she was asked, I don't know where exactly, but she was asked, is this not an HR-related matter? She replies like a prophet. This is a state capture. In future, she sees it as a state capture in future. So it's like Kumalo is being arrested for something that's going to happen, not what is happening currently. That's how I viewed some of the interviews that I got to listen to in one stage. I wanted to ask that, but time was not allowing me. So I asked myself, if General Kumalo is arrested for the hiring of a person from externally, in SAPS there's what we call external post, where a person from outside can apply. For example, the acting commissioner NASCOM, Commissioner Dimpani, is coming from outside of SAPS. She's not coming from the ranks of SAPS, from constable growing up. She got to Msebenzi and got a higher rank. She was an accountant, if I'm not wrong. Including EPA ka Mahmoud Dimpani, is coming from Parliament. She was a level 7. But now I think she's a brigadier, if I'm not wrong, in the SAPS. So I asked myself, why would IDEC be focused on arresting Kumalo and Madondo? So again, that connects dots for me. This is a Khan-Johnson relationship again. One must look into this matter. Why kwenzeka lokhu? What is the reason for this arrest? It didn't make sense. So even today, when we ask Umamu Johnson for the referral of arresting General Kumalo, we asked this in ad hoc. Even today, we don't have it. Where was the referral? How was this referred to IDEC? What happened? We never got the gist of this matter, including today. And the arrest, again, it happened. It worries me, Commissioner, ukuthi singathatha indoda esiyithemba nge-600 million. Siyibophe bese siyikhulule siyibuyisele ekhaya sithi ayiyosebenza kulo 600 million. Ne-state security sale marsh ekhona today marsh and marsh. We don't arrest this person. The reason is siyamdinga. So how important is this arrest? That's the question mark I still have. So as I said to the advocate, my statement, for me, it's still active and alive. I'm still working on it.
Okay.
Because these are questions I'm going to ask in the, in the committee. Last one.
Sorry, Mr. Shongwe. I have no idea of IDEC processes, but you said you queried the issue of the referral. Yeah. How does that work? Does IDEC only take on matters that have been